morning and welcome to Where the Locals Go. I'm Chris McSwain, a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Bay Street Realty Group, and I have the great pleasure today to be here with the owner of Shear Vintage Salon, Jen. Jen's going to introduce herself, and we're going to really dig into why so many people come here to get their hairstyle. Jen, good morning, and thank you for being available to you today. Tell us about yourself.
Having me.
You're welcome.
I am, as you said, Jennifer Tillotson, owner of Shear Vintage Salon, and we actually are approaching our 10-year anniversary.
Okay. Jennifer, tell me, how did you really get interested in being a stylist? What's your story?
When I was getting ready to graduate high school, I did not love school. And I didn't want to go to a four-year college or any of that. And we had a job fair at my high school, and there was Joseph's College of Beauty was there, and she told me that school was only 14 months, and I said, sign me up, that's perfect, I love it. And I mean, I never had, some people, I wish I could say, oh, I dreamed of being a hairstylist since I was 5. I did cut my Barbie's hair a lot, and you know, didn't do them any favors.
Good practice.
But I think everyone was a little surprised that I was going to beauty school. But I went, and within the first month, I was like, I feel like I'm right where I need to be. And that is such an incredible feeling, and you don't get it very often. And it has just, this career has just really had so many great opportunities along the way.
Tell me the history. How did it get started, and how have you gotten to where you are today?
Well, I just felt like it was time. And I just felt like it was my time. Like, I had ideas, and I knew how I wanted clients treated and what kind of environment I wanted, and I created it.
You actually rebranded not too long ago. So tell me, what led you to the thought of needing to rebrand, and even personally, what did you do to prepare yourself for what you wanted the future to look like?
I actually had a stylist join my salon a little over 3 years ago, maybe close to 4 now. And she was, honestly, she was pretty pivotal in my life, and opened up a door to actually this podcast about being a stylist and how to be successul. And I had never even thought of looking into, I always wanted advice, especially as a salon owner. There's times where you're like, gosh, I don't know how to deal with this situation, but I didn't know where to reach out to get answers. I just kind of winged it. And she opened up this Thriving Stylist, and she had different courses you could take to learn more, and one of them was a leadership course. And I took it, and it took about a year to take the whole thing, and it completely changed my perspective in such a good way. And at that time, I felt like it was time to just refresh everything. So change my logo. I hired someone new to do my website, and just really tried to look at things from a different perspective, really from the client's perspective and the stylist, to appeal to both.
Why do clients want to come here?
I think a lot of it is our environment. I think we have a lot of people, that is continually what gets said here almost daily, is just how welcoming they feel when they come in. It's a comfortable environment, and all the stylists have private rooms. So you really get a private experience. You don't, if you just, because everyone loves to come to the hairdresser and it's your time to vent and just like, maybe complain about this and that stuff you wouldn't complain about to other people. And people feel comfortable because they don't have another person right next to them. So they just really get that private experience. And I think that's a big reason why people come here.
Well, there's no, probably evidence to support this, but I would have to say, being a part-time therapist has to be part of the qualifications.
That is true.
Because you do hear a lot from the clients. People like me included.
Yes, but I love that. I really do. And I think most of my stylists feel the same way, because it makes us feel really good that people feel comfortable enough to share some stuff. And that's why our hair is so big. It's just full of all those secrets, and we hold them tight.
Oh, that's cool. Not just anybody can work here. I know that you have a very high requirement for your stylist, and I'd really love for you to describe for our viewers, what is it that you in some ways put your stylists through in a positive way, training before you really kind of let them out with the client.
We do. We a few years ago we created the new stylist program. So this is intended for anyone out of beauty school. We've even had girls that have been licensed for a couple years, but they just couldn't find a spot they felt comfortable in and confident in. So they actually weren't doing hair. They were kind of scared of it. And they came in and we welcomed them in with open arms and presented this whole program that they'll go through. And it's been very successful. We also pay them hourly while they do the new stylist program. And I don't know if there's very many other assistant programs that do that, but just to know, like I've got your back. I'm in this. I'm supporting you, and I'm going to bat for you, and I believe in you.
You know, one of the things that is always important to people that are coming in is for someone like me is, you know, how do you manage the gray? So I'm an old guy, so I can say that. So for the clients who have coloring, can you speak more to what your product lines are and how you manage the gray?
Yeah, I'd love to. We have Oligo is our main color line, which some people, you know, do ask, you know, is it on the natural side? They just want to have as little chemicals as they can, but they do want to get rid of their gray. And Oligo is a great line. We love it. It's ammonia free. It's out of, I believe it's out of Canada. But the really cool thing is one of my stylists, Jennifer Fleming, she has just become an educator with Oligo, which is incredible because now we have a on-staff educator. So it's really great. I mean, even for us seasoned stylists, but it's really great for my new young stylists. So that's amazing. And then for retail, we have Moroccan oil, which just speaks for itself. It's an incredible line. We just recently added the body line to it, which is doing really well. And then we have R&Co, which we love. We had it a while back and it got, it's a very large line and it just got a little away from us. So we actually backed away from it. But we loved it so much and our clients missed it. We just recently brought it back. That
you've chosen not to do. So some salons can have a very wide range and it's hard to do all those things well.
Yeah.
Speak to the viewers about the things you've chosen to focus on and perhaps you're thinking around the things you don't focus on.
So at Shear Vintage, our main objective is hair. We also do makeup. We do weddings. So we have a whole staff for weddings set aside to take care of the bride. But our main focus is hair. Color's huge, balayage, highlights, just different kinds of blonding services are big. But yeah, we focus on hair. I feel like that's what we're all good at. I have in the past had different, I've had estheticians in, and so there's waxing and different things like that, which was great. But I do like just knowing that any client that comes in the door, if I have to, I can answer any of their questions because I don't know much about skincare. So I feel like I've just got a good handle on it with having just hair and makeup.
It's smart and I'm sure very customer centric to be focused on the things that you're really great at.
Yeah.
So as a small business owner, tell me, what's it like to have a small business in the Beaufort area?
It's great. Very supportive, especially in the military. We're right near Paris Island, military base. I have 2 stylists that are military spouses. And the military community is wonderful, but also our local community is wonderful, very supportive, and I think it just honestly the support continues to grow, because I do have such a good mix. I have local girls that were born and raised here in Beaufort, some that are transplants. It's just a wide variety.
Well, and with all the people coming in, it's got to be easy to make an appointment. Tell me, what's that like?
It is. So we have a website, shearvintagesalon.com, and we have made it as user-friendly as we can. because we do like you to be able to give all of our stylists listed. They have their bios, and then we have independent booth renters along with stylists that work for the salon. So we have their booking links attached right below their bio. So if you've heard about Emily Horn and you want to see her, you can click on her right below her bio, book an appointment with her. You can call the salon. We have our receptionist Bethany, she's wonderful. Or you can just stop in, you can see the place and book an appointment that day. And usually we do stay pretty booked up, but we can usually get you in within the week or the next week. We do our best to accommodate everybody as quickly as we can.
Although I don't know for sure, my guess is that you have very high client retention. So what's that?
Yes.
Is that true?
It is true, we really do. My manager, Emily, meets with our commission stylists every month individually, and that's one of the main things they go over is who has rebooked with you, who has come back, and make sure our retention stays high. And if it's not, then what's the problem? What do we need to address? So
I'd love you to tell us a little bit more about the team camaraderie and spirit that you have worked hard to develop as a culture here. I mean, you're obviously investing in each stylist to make sure they've sort of gone through your 90-day program, and I'm sure you have a lot of loyalty too, but also what I've observed is just people being happy and having a lot of fun. So, so please tell us more about that.
Thank you for saying that too, because that is said a lot from people that come in, because we do all get along really well. And I think that is because of communication. Because we're not perfect. It's 9 girls in a salon, and the ages all range from 19 to 40-ish. And the main thing is just we have meetings every month. Okay. And if there's anything discussed, I bring it right to the table and we talk about it. If there is some simple little problem, I out the fires right away, and just know that community, like I'm here, my manager Emily's here, Jen, who's my education director, we're all here to help. And I think leadership, I think that's a really important part to leadership.
Well, and I was going to ask about the leadership program that you went through. It took a whole year. And it's hard work being a leader. I mean, it is. Doing the extra things that it takes to truly be an effective leader is time consuming, and you kind of do it on top of everything else you're doing.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, share what are the top lesson or two that you learned, or was it really impressed upon you that changed the way you thought as you were rebranding a couple of years ago?
There's so many things, but I feel like it was just an epiphany of all these things that I've been impressioned with through my life. As far as my parents owned a business for most of my life, and my husband owns his own business. And although they're all different, leadership is the most important thing. And just not acting like you're better than anybody, or like you haven't been through what they're dealing with. So I always, we all humble ourselves, and we always are like, listen, we've been here. We've been in this situation. We get it. Let me give you the tools to fix it. Let me give you the advice to fix it. And everybody has a different perspective and a different, timeline of what they went through. But I find that, number one, I have such a great team. I really do. And most of them, half of them have done the new stylist program and have graduated and become booth runners. And they're just extremely loyal, and they really help our other younger stylists coming through it. And I'm really grateful for my team. And I have independent people who have private rooms. They have their own personal logo, their own business within my business. But we operate so smoothly and as a unit that to the outside public, a lot of people don't even realize that. They just look at our website and see it as one sole salon, which is what I want.
Jen, one of the things that I've observed in everything that you've said today is one of my walkaways is that the customer is really first here at Shear Vintage Salon. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of taglines that I've seen here, both at the entrance and behind the front desk. Could you comment on those and what was their origin, and tell me why is it, I should say, that you chose those words?
Yeah, so I think you're referring to first our tagline, which is right on our sign when you walk in. It's underneath, and it's the upscale service you deserve. And that was me and one of my longtime stylists who was with me until she became a mom and she wanted to stay home with our babies. We actually came up with that together.
Okay.
And it just embodies everything about my business. The upscale service you deserve. So everyone deserves to feel beautiful and they need to feel good.
Right.
And this is the place I want everybody to feel that way when they come in and when they leave, because that is such a good feeling. Such a good feeling. And that is like, spreads like wildfire. You leave and you go tell your best friend, like, oh my gosh, I had the best experience at this salon. And that's how I want people to feel.
So Shear Vintage is not a place that you're going to feel like you're being pushed through quickly to get the next person in and the next person in.
Yeah, definitely not.
To get that upscale experience, there's quality time that's spent.
Absolutely. And then we have a quote behind our reception desk that my mom actually found and sent it to me when I was in the midst of getting my salon situated. I don't even know if I had figured out the name yet, but it says, they told me I could be anything I wanted, and I wanted to make people feel beautiful, so I became a hairstylist.
Oh, wow.
And it just was like, it just embodies what I love about our career. So that's always been there. That was in my original location, and then we brought it over and put it up in here.
Well, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, that was a good one. Good one, Mom.
Listen, Jen, it's been such a pleasure to get to know you better.
I've enjoyed it.
And really the great things and company that you have here at Shear Vintage Salon.
Thank you.
And I hope that our viewers have learned a lot too, and I wish you nothing but continued success.
Thank you so much.